The vaccine certificate program is now a reality. Starting September 22nd, you'll need to show proof of vaccination to eat inside any of these restaurants here along the Danforth. There's already legitimate concerns over the ethics of the pending policy, as well as the ease and accessibility for the public. What if you have an old red health card? What if you don't have a health card at all? There's multiple problematic scenarios, and the government promises they're working to answer them all.
This is to go for a cup of coffee if you decide to sit inside rather than out. If someone had told us this previously, it would have been unbelievable, and yet here we are.
Reluctantly, the Ford government announcing this week that in just 20 days you'll need to show proof of vaccine to enter a list of non-essential businesses, including restaurants, nightclubs, gyms, sporting events, concerts, movie theaters, and casinos.
We either do this or we risk shutting down the economy, which would even be worse, having our hospital capacity maxed out and at the brink, having our kids stay at home, our colleges and university kids going back online.
But putting policy into practice could be easier said than done. The Ontario government has released this 10-page explainer. When it comes to program accessibility, it reads, in the coming weeks, Ontario will establish processes for individuals with no email, health card, or ID, as well as support implementation of vaccine certificates for Indigenous communities, whether or not they have opted to enter their data into COVAX, while maintaining Indigenous data governance, control, access, and possession principles.
Provincially, the team at Ontario Digital Services have been doing a phenomenal job. My team has been working around the clock to make sure that we have a solid product by October 22nd.
That's the planned release date for Ontario's Smart Health Card, which will include a QR code. However, between September 22nd and October 22nd, vaccinated Ontarians will need to log on to the province's booking portal to print off the PDF with their proof of vaccine. Though many may run into problems. If you have an old white health card or you're unable to find your information online, you're being instructed to call Ontario's vaccine booking hotline for assistance.
People that are vulnerable, new to the country, refugee, whatever it may be, is going to be very difficult, in which they may not have it and they may not be comfortable showing it as well.
Professor Carrie Bowman is a bioethicist with years of work in communicable diseases.
Is this ethical?
If the benefits turn out to be really substantial and it really blows a hole in the pandemic and really brings the numbers down, the argument could be, there's going to be different opinions on this, that it is. The reality of the situation is I don't think we'll ever know for certain whether this intervention of vaccine certificates really turned the tide or had a significant effect.
And some positive news on the fight against COVID-19. Following this week's announcement about vaccine certificates, bookings for shots on the provincial system have more than doubled. Nearly half of those who've booked in the last 24 hours will be receiving their first dose.